Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome, I forgot my intro. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Rue, and today we are continuing on with my series where I use every single shade in every single palette in my collection, and today we are playing with the Diosa Volume 1 from Chantico Beauty. So this is the color story, so it's very much so like a neutral crease with pops of color on the lid kind of vibes, and I'm really excited to create some really gorgeous looks with this palette. So yeah, with that said, let's just go ahead and hop into the first look. Alrighty guys, so today we are dipping into the Diosa. It doesn't even say, there's two of these, but this is the first one. The first edition or whatever. We're just going to be playing obviously with those three mattes. Those are going to be the shades I use for all the looks I do with this palette, and then I think I'll probably go in with like the pinks. So I don't want to do too intense of makeup, so I'm just going a little bit more soft, more natural colors and that sort of thing. But I thought that this was a great opportunity to dip into the Diosa palette, because in my first impressions I was saying that this is a great, more soft makeup look, and yeah, the colors are really fun, but there's also soft enough colors that I can do something that's a little bit less dramatic. There are no shade names in this palette, so I'm just picking up all the mattes that I pointed out. Now I'm onto the darkest matte, and I'm just gonna deepen up the outer edge. I think that's all I'm going to do for mattes. Like I said, it's just going to be nice and subtle, and I think pretty much all of my looks are going to be pretty similar as far as the mattes go. So I think I'll just go in with both of the pinks along with the white. So it looks like this one shifts a little lighter, so we'll put this one closer to the inner corner and this one more on the outer part of the lid, and then this one's going to be like inner corner and brow bone, I think. Let's do that. We're going to go in with some NYX glitter primer, and I'm just picking that up on this little flat brush and just pulling that all across the lid. Alright, let's start with that lighter pink. And I'm just picking it up on the same flat brush. Ooh, that looks really pretty. Oh, and on the eye, it really does too. Wow, I like that a lot. Going into that other pink. Ooh, that one kind of has like an orangey shift almost. I'm just picking it up on the other side of that flat brush, and we're gonna put it right beside. That one blends into those neutral shades really nicely, actually. I think that was a good choice. Now if we blend that brighter pink into it so that the transition between the two shades is a little smoother. That looks really, really pretty. Now I'm going to go in with this smaller brush. I grabbed some more glitter primer, and we're just going to pop that glitter primer in the inner corner and on the brow bone. And now I'm picking up that really nice white shade, and we're just going to, using the same brush, press it. Oh, it's like shifting pink a little bit too. I wonder if it always shifts pink or if it's because it's beside a pink. This is a really cute look. I could definitely wear this to work, or like, it's so quick and easy. I'm almost done the eyeshadow already. Okay, yeah, it's definitely got a pink shift to it. I actually didn't realize that. I don't mind that it is pink leaning though, because it's working really well with the shimmers I picked. I don't think I'm going to throw anything on my lower lash line for this look, partially because my eye is watering just a tiny bit. I did wait a little while because I had to scrub some more makeup off this morning. Usually I do a better job getting rid of the makeup. I'm just touching up the shimmers, but usually I do a better job getting rid of the makeup before bed, but last night I did a bad job, so I had to scrub my eyes this morning, and now they're a little bit watery, so it is what it is. I'm just gonna pull that like second brown, the mid-tone brown, just down a little bit more on this inner edge and just touch it up a little bit. Alrighty guys, so like I said, this is probably one of the simplest eyeshadow looks I've done in a long time, but that's all I'm doing. I'm gonna hop off, finish off the other eye and the rest of the face, and I might zhuzh it up a little bit. I'll for sure put some false lashes on, maybe a couple gems, we'll see, but I don't want it to be too much more than this, So once I'm finished, I'll come back and show you the completed look. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look. Like I said, it's pretty simple. I did decide to add a couple gems to the eyes, but that's about all I did for the eyes. I did go in with my ColourPop cream gel liner in Good Reef. My mascara was the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I did use little half lashes that I got off Amazon. This eye is not working, and of course it's on a day I have something important to do. I used my e.l.f. brow pencil in Brunette, and then for my face I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable primer, my duo of e.l.f. Wet n Wild. This is the light tinted hydrator, and then I mix in some of the white color corrector to help lighten it up. I went in with a cream blush. This is the QO blush stick, and I went in with, I want to say Kiss this time. I really never pay attention, but I think it was Kiss. For my setting powder, I went in with my Wet n Wild loose setting powder. This one's translucent. I did no highlight this time, but I did go in with a second blush, and I did a glowy blush. This one is Electric Pink from the Be Bella Blushed Color Quad. And then lastly for lips, I just went in with one of my tried and trues. This is the Blend Bunny Matte Cream Formula, and it is in Sweetheart. So that's everything I used to finish off this look. Now I need to go. Let's jump into look number 2 for you guys. Alrighty guys, so for the next look here, we're gonna obviously be playing with these 3. I think you know pretty much how I'm gonna use those ones. And then I wanted to play with the purples. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna play with these 2 purples, and then the green is kind of what I wanted to play with. So what I want to do is put the 2 purples on the lid, and then the green is gonna go on my lower lash line, inner corner, and right on that brow bone. So that's kind of the plan. And then I did already prime my eyes with my Morphe eye primer, so I'm just going in with a nice big fluffy brush with that first lightest matte. Again, these have no names, so I'm just going to tell you and show you what I'm using, and I'm just popping that all over the brow bone. Next, that's literally all I'm doing. So into the next shade, we're going to go into that middle matte, and I'm grabbing it on this nice small fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be placing that about 2/3 of the way into the crease, and I will pull it up a little bit as well. I'm just not sure how high I want to take it. Probably not too high. I've actually been enjoying this palette more than I thought I would. I've used it a few days not filming as well, just when I'm doing something quick like going to work or whatever, and it's a really nice easy palette to play with. Honestly, I've been really enjoying it. I didn't know, I thought I would like it, but I didn't know I would like it as much as I do, so I'm really impressed with this palette so far. Just going back in with that first fluffy brush just to soften the edges. And we're gonna pick up that last matte here. It's just so easy to create a quick look, so I just went in with this like middle-sized fluffy brush. It's in between those other 2 as far as size goes. And we're gonna pop that nice dark brown on the outer edge. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my other palettes a lot too, but I didn't expect to love this one as much as I do. So I'm really pleased with that. And I'm just packing that dark shade on this outer edge. Now we're gonna go in with some NYX glitter primer. So picking up that NYX glitter primer on this flat brush, and I'm just gonna be pressing that on the lid all over. And we're gonna be taking this darker purple closer to the dark brown, and then this lighter purple we're gonna pop on that inner part. So I'm just going in with the same flat brush, and we're just gonna pick up the darker purple first, and we're just gonna lay that down on the outer half of my lid here. I feel like there's something in my eye. Now on the other side of that same flat brush, I'm going in with the other purple, and we're gonna pop that on the inner part. That's like a pretty purple. It's giving me like Tangled vibes, like Disney princess. All right, now we're gonna grab some more glitter primer, and I'm just gonna start by putting some on that lower lash line just with a angled brush. So just using that brush, and then next I'm gonna go in with a teeny tiny brush here to pop some glitter primer on the inner corner and the brow bone. So we'll start with the brow bone, and I don't really have much left, but I don't want to squeeze more out. So I'm just going to use what is left and hope it works. Now we're going to go in with that really pretty green, starting with on the angled brush, and we're gonna press it onto the lower lash line. Now we're just gonna pick it up on that tiny brush, put it on the inner corner, and I'm also popping that on the brow bone. Just gonna touch up the mattes a little bit. I kind of want to pull it up just a little bit higher. And same with that dark brown. I didn't pick up any extra product. I'm just kind of blending it up a little bit. Alrighty guys, that is everything I'm gonna do for eyeshadow. So I'm gonna hop off, finish off the rest of the look, and then I'll come back and show you when it's complete. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look. So here it is. And to finish off the look for my eyes, I went in with my Wet n Wild Baby's Got Black pencil liner, and then I did top it with my Illuminati Cosmetics cream, I think this is a cream gel liner, it's in Air. And then for mascara, I went in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll, topped with a pair of lashes that I just got off Amazon. For my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable primer, along with my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, and then I lightened it with my Wet n Wild Color Corrector in white. I did also go in with a cream blush, so this is the Kyo blush stick. This one I used the Side Kiss, and then I set everything with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting powder in translucent. I then went in with my Be Bella blush quad, and I wanted a glowy blush, so I went in with Classy. Then for highlight, I went in with my Charmacy highlighter in Illuminator, just because I wanted a green highlight to kind of go with those green accents I did on the eye. I also went in with some gems just off of Amazon, and then I used lash glue to pop them on. Oh, and then, where's that? I always put one thing away. I did go in with my Game Beauty Persona 5 liquid, like, eyeliner pen. This one was in Oracle. I will say that these don't work the best. It's like the color just doesn't hit that tip of the pen, so you have to like angle it and then you get a really thick line. So I'm not the biggest fan of these, but I do want to get them used up. And the color on it's beautiful. It just doesn't quite go down to where the tip of the pen is to get a nice sharp line. And then lastly, just for lips, I went in with my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Bumble, and I topped that with my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Matte Cream Lipstick in Sweetheart. So that is everything I used to finish off the look. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Hey guys, so for the third and final look, we're of course going in with the 3 mattes, and then we've got the 2 blues and the red left. So I was thinking we'll put the blues on the lid, and then the red will be like my lower lash line and brow bone and probably inner corner shade. Even though it is a dark shade, I still think that's going to be fun. So this time around, let's go into the dark brown first, and I'm just gonna pack that, and then we're gonna use the blues over top of it. So I'm just putting that all over the lid, and I'm even pulling it up just a little bit. Next, we're gonna go in with that mid-tone brown, and we're just gonna soften up the edges. So just blending the edges out quite a bit, just so everything is a nice and smooth transition. And then lastly, I'm going in with that lighter kind of beige shade just to fluff out those last edges there. Oh, I should have used a smaller brush. I meant to grab a smaller brush this time, but I did not. So we're just going to go back into that second brush just to kind of fluff away some of that beige. Alrighty, now we're gonna go in with some of my NYX glitter primer, and we're just gonna prep the lid for those 2 blue shades. And I'm just pressing that in the center of the lid. I probably could have used a finger, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna pick up the lighter blue, and we're just gonna pop that right in the center. And I'm gonna go in with that darker blue. It's almost like a purplish blue. And we're gonna go around that lighter blue. Now I'm just tapping on a little bit more of that really nice bright blue in the center, just to make sure it's very nice and opaque. And I'm just gonna touch up the edges with that first darkest brown. Now we're gonna go in with just a little bit more of the NYX glitter primer, just on, this angled brush here, and we're just gonna run that along the lower lash line. And picking up that red shade, we're just gonna run that down the lower lash line here. I'll probably just go in with a nice black waterline. Honestly, maybe I'll go with something lighter. I think we'll go in with, I think this is gonna work really well for pulling the red together without being super dark. So we're gonna go in with this Shapeshifter shadow from Game Beauty. This one is in Robin Hood, and it's like a white to red shift. So it's gonna be perfect, I think, for the inner corner and brow bone for this look. So I'm just picking up that last little bit of glitter primer I had left over on my hand, and I'm just placing it on the brow bone. There really wasn't much left, but it's fine. And I'm gonna go in with that Shapeshifter shadow. This one is genuinely my favorite. It's over like half empty, and I'm gonna cry when it runs out. So just popping that. I love this shade. I wish there was a shade like this in the palette, just because I'm dying to find a replacement for it before it runs out. It's funny because I thought this would be my least favorite one out of the 4 that were in the collection from Game Beauty, and it ended up being my absolute favorite. All right, so that's all we're gonna do for eyeshadow here. I'm gonna finish off the rest of the look, and I'll come back and show you when it's complete. Alrighty guys, some way, somehow we made it to the completed look. There was an extended break because some stuff happened, but with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know how I finished off this look. So for my eyes, I just went in with my Wet n Wild Baby Scott Black eyeliner, and for my brow, I went in with my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Brunette. I just went in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. I actually couldn't find my lash glue, so no lashes today. For my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer along with my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator with the Wet n Wild Color Corrector in white. The Tinted Hydrator is in light, and it's just a little deep for me, so I always mix in some white just to touch it up at least until it's empty. Then I did go in with my cream blush stick from Kyo, and I went in with Hug, which is like this shade here. I also went in with my Moon Slice Beauty highlight stick, and then I set everything with my Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder. After that, for blush, just trying to remember everything I did. For my blush, I went in with my Be Bella Blush Quad in Classy. And then lastly, for lips, I just went in, I just went in with my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Love Bug, blended that out, and then topped it with one of the Unearthly glosses. This one is called Ruin. That is everything I used to finish off the look, and this is my last look for the video, so let's zoom out and talk about the palette. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the looks I created playing with the Chantico Beauty Diosa Volume 1 palette. I have really been enjoying this palette. I think it's such a great, nice neutral crease with a pop of color. I've been enjoying this more than I expected that I would. It's great for work days or if I'm in a rush and still want a little bit of glam. I've really actually been enjoying this palette even more than I thought I would. So yeah, I'm so happy to have this palette in my collection, and I love the looks I created with the palette for this video here. If you had a favorite look, please feel free to let me know down below, and if you like this video, it would mean the world if you gave me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. But with that said guys, I will catch you in my next one. Bye!